Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Ala Arisa binti Muhammad Syaimi. So now I will be presenting about my research proposal, which is the impact of service quality on property management performance. I will start my presentation with background of research. As we can see, Malaysia is urbanizing very fast, which has led to huge increase in high-rise residential buildings. Managing a modern high-rise is not easy. It involves complex tasks like handling property maintenance, managing finance, ensuring security, and communicating with residents. Because of this, service quality is the ultimate measure to successful management. To occupants, the physical condition of the building shows exactly how capable the management team is. While past studies show that good service makes residents happy, we still don't fully know how specific parts of service quality affect overall management performance in Malaysia. That is why this study used the SERVQUAL model, looking at things like responsiveness, reliability, empathy, to find out which area has the biggest impact. Now, let's move on the actual problem and issues. Even though property management is crucial, the high-rise residential in Malaysia still face major issues with poor maintenance planning and inconsistent service. Many management firms struggle to keep up good standards. This leads to a few serious problems, which is the first is there are severe delays when residents make critical complaints. The second is we can see visible neglect and the rapid breakdown of shared facilities and amenities. The third is this bad service causes occupants to lose trust to management. When management fails to meet expectation, it doesn't just cause complaints. It actually causes property market values and occupancy rate to drop. Even though laws and standards has improved, there are still gaps in how service quality is actually measured in reality. Therefore, this research aims to bridge that gap and find solutions to make property management more effective. Next, let's talk about the goals of this study. The main aim of this research is very straightforward, to look at how service quality impact property management performance in high-rise residential buildings. To achieve these aims, it have two objectives. The first one is to find out the overall impact that service quality has on how well properties are managed. The second is to pinpoint exactly which specific service quality has the absolute biggest influence on the management performance. Now, moving on to the scope and limitation of the proposal. For this scope, this research focused specifically on high-rise residential buildings right here in Malaysia. We are exploring the connection between service quality and property management performance by surveying the residents themselves using a quantitative questionnaire approach. Of course, every study has its limits. For this proposal, the first is it is limited to a few selected buildings. This means the funding might not represent every single high-rise buildings across the entire country. The second is because it relies on resident personal opinions, the feedback can be quite subjective. Lastly, we also have to manage typical challenges like limited time and data access constraints. To put it simply, property management performance means delivering high-quality service that keep a building safe, functional and valuable while satisfying both owners and occupants. Since the industry is highly service-driven, boosting service quality is the best strategy to improve operational effectiveness and achieve long-term success. Now, let's look at the conceptual framework of this study, which maps out how everything connects. This framework is split into two parts, our independent variables and dependent variables. First, at the bottom, we have the pillars of service quality, which act as the independent variable. We are grouping the core SERVQUAL dimension into three main blocks. The first is tangibles and reliability, which look at the physical condition of the building and how dependable the service hours. The second is responsiveness and assurance, which focus on how quickly staff help residents and the trust built through professional knowledge. And the last one is empathy, which is all about giving residents personalized, caring attention to meet their specific needs. When these service dimensions are weak, it directly harms the management's overall performance. This brings us to the top half of this slide, measuring management performance, which serves as our dependent variable. We measure this performance using three key metrics. The first is KPI achievement, which checks if specific service targets are actually being met. The second is operational and service efficiency, which tracks how well resources are used to keep daily operation running smoothly. The third is resident satisfaction and maintenance, which evaluates how effective problems are resolved and how happy the occupants are overall. This framework shows that higher quality directly creates better, more measurable outcome for property management performance. This research adds valuable empirical data to academia by directly connecting service quality dimension with high-rise property management performance outcomes. Practically, it gives property manager, JMBs, MCs actionable insight to improve maintenance service, communication channels, and KPI systems. Now, look at the research methodology. First, for the research design, the study used a quantitative research design. This quantitative approach is chosen because it allows us to collect numerical data and analyze it statistically to spot clear patterns and relationship between our variables. Second, when it comes to data collection methods, we are using both primary and secondary source. Our primary data will be collected through a structured questionnaire sent by Google Form to the residents of high-rise buildings, as they are the main people who can accurately grade the service quality. Our secondary data will be gathered from academic journals and articles to back up our framework and build a strong theoretical foundation. Finally, for data analysis, all the collected data will be analyzed using SPAS. To conclude that, let's look at the final takeaway expected outcome of this research. First, we expect to find a strong positive connection between service quality and property management performance. Second, based on current trends in past research, we expect that responsiveness and reliability will be the two most important factors that drive overall management success. Finally, improving frontline service quality acts as a direct condition over time and making sure occupants stay happy in their community for the long run.